So that's my backstory. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. That's called part one. So this part two, I'm going to talk a little bit about my experience with the keto diet, what has changed, and then what got me into carnivore, what was my experience, and how did I come to my conclusion of what I'm doing today. So I went into keto because of skin issues. I still had rashes, acne. I think it was just all hormonal. And that's something that I wish that I knew back then, that it was hormonal. I could have done a blood test, get a baseline, and really try to fix my hormone rather than following blindly about the fact that, you know what, just do keto diet and without even the knowledge of like, when you do a keto diet, your high fat needs to be really high in order for you to get there. But sometimes it's because you're like, yeah, you know what, I'm not going to follow it exactly. I'm going to go with how I feel. I think there's a fine line to it. Sometimes you have to, and sometimes you have to go with how you feel. So I think back then I wasn't very in tune. I was a very type A personality, whereas if I do it this way, I would just do it this way. If I feel good in this, I'm going to do a lot of it. So it becomes like extreme, right? And it's intense. So I think I did wreck my hormone a little bit doing a lot of keto diet, and I was exercising a lot. It was the HIIT training. Apart from the HIIT training, it was the resistance training. It was all coupled together. It wasn't introduced at a step-by-step stage. I just went all in. I was that kind of person. And because I was just so tired of feeling a certain way, and because I felt like that change has helped me to feel so much better at the start, I thought that it could be something that I can sustain with, but little did I know that it's the dose that makes the poison. And I got to a stage where I was physically super lean, that I almost had a six pack. And people started noticing, wow, you actually go to the gym. People could see that I was very lean. I wasn't muscular, I was just really lean. To the point that I think looking back at my photos, I was just too lean. I was under muscled for sure. I lost that skinny fat was gone. Therefore, you could see a certain definition, which I think really wasn't healthy for a woman to have. And I didn't realize that my cycle was off. I wasn't educated about it. I didn't do my due diligence to learn about it, but probably also because there's not many people talking about it. It was very much the aesthetics. And because I have a lot of willpower and discipline, which it can sometimes be like a double-edged sword, it can go against you. So I was very persistent, and I was really sticking to my macros and my routine. And I think because of that, it has caused a lot of hormonal imbalance at a later stage of my life, in which I think I'm paying the price for, but I think all of this happens for me, which is why I think today I felt more empowered than ever to be able to talk to a lot of women or young women about what they shouldn't do, how they should do it, and really my own N equals one experiment that has helped me to learn a lot from the things that I went through. I think if it's without all those mistakes, I wouldn't be where I'm at today, and also still pursuing quality of life and still learning along the way. I think this pursuit or journey is there's no destination. It is a journey itself. How did I get into the carnivore diet? I was doing keto for about 6-7 years, and then I started realizing that my skin issues was up and down, and then it came back even stronger. If I'm not mistaken, it was really the skin. I couldn't really figure out why I was still having a little bit of acne here and there. And yeah, I was in the route of taking Accutane. So for those of you out there, you are thinking of taking Accutane, I really want you to really do your research and ask yourself if the side effects, long-term side effect, is going to be something that you're willing to gamble, pay the price for. Because I sure wish that I could go back in time and tell myself when I was going to take Accutane that you could fix it with diet. You don't have to go on Accutane. So because I was trying to get out from the whole Accutane treatment, I was on 2 or 3 cycles, and you shouldn't be on it for too long. So I think luckily for me, I didn't go too long, but it was longer than the average that most people would be recommended to. Therefore, I started like having this like intuition, which is what I'm very grateful for. Hey, you know what? You have to find another alternative. You're not going to be on this medication forever, right? I was searching high and low on YouTube, Googling, no ChatGPT back then. And then I stumbled upon people talking about the elimination diet, just eating meat only. It's just carnivore diet. I was already going through not just acne here and there, but I was having severe eczema flare up. I think it was because of all the vegetable oil that I was eating. I didn't know that olive oil shouldn't heat it too much. I think there was just a lot of things back then doing the keto diet that I did not know that has kind of triggered a lot of inflammation inside of me. And that's when I thought that keto diet wasn't working, which is totally untrue. If you know how to do the keto diet with the right knowledge, updated knowledge now, I think coupled with blood work, you will know that you are on the right track. So back then I didn't do that, which is why I'm a bit more conscious of how it is now. And so I went to carnivore diet. I saw a lot of YouTubers talking about how they healed their acne, their eczema, and I also saw videos from Mikhaila Peterson. She has autoimmune. And so they really got me into, you know what? I've really tried so many things. What can I lose from trying the carnivore diet? So it was literally overnight that I decided I'm going to do the carnivore diet from tomorrow onwards. And I immediately stopped eating vegetable, fruits, nothing. Keto diet is very simple, right? Keto is really just a lot of veggies, leafy greens, very low in, you can't even, you're not even allowed to have potatoes, right? It's like very small amount. It's just leafy greens, a lot of salad and meat and very high fat. So a lot of butter, a lot of beef tallow, which is animal fat. Yeah, vegetable oil was something that a lot of people didn't really talk about, the oxidation. When you put it on high heat, it could cause inflammation. Anyways, that's a whole another video. It's just a matter of cutting out those things and keeping with the fats and just eating meat. It was pretty simple to me. So if you guys want to know how I got into my whole carnivore diet journey, what did I do, how did I extend it to 5 years, and what changed in between, what are some insights, please stay tuned to part 3.